Yeah, so I've just got back from England like a couple of days ago. Yeah, and it's crazy now. It's been like a month since I've been properly on the field, like playing consistently, training, week in, week out. But yeah, it was annoying. I felt like I'd gained like a lot of fitness and obviously momentum for the season to come up. And then obviously got the hamstring injury. But yeah, when I have been playing and doing stuff, it's definitely felt like way better than it did before. So yeah, honestly, just praying that I would be able to, find a team soon. So far in the league, there's been about 2 games that have already happened. So I'm like, okay, I've missed 2 of the first games of the season. So yeah, just kind of like, hoping that it would work out. Now to find a team at a time where most teams have obviously found the players, they've had the budgets for like who they can sign for next season and the contract and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, honestly though, like I would say like to sum up this whole like kind of month of like injury and that, like I have been probably more like peaceful than I thought that I would be, but I can't lie, like it's still been like difficult when you're preparing so that you're like fit for pre-season and then you get injured. It's like the worst time to get injured, especially when you're kind of mainly signing like year contracts like in and out. So you gotta think of stuff before so that you can sign a better deal and all that. But yeah, I'm kind of like cool. I'm still remaining like hopeful in that. But yeah, I can't lie, I can say that hasn't been difficult at all and like demoralizing to get injured at this moment. But yeah, in this moment, like seemingly I haven't signed a contract, I haven't been promised one yet, I haven't gone show myself at a new team. So yeah, I'm just hoping that in this next week I can genuinely go to either one or a couple of teams. There's like one team that I have in mind that I've been talking with their coach, but obviously now the season has started, so we'll see if they've still got some spaces or not. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. Like this is the team that I think I'm gonna try and stay at. Like when I went there, probably close to a year ago now. I played like a friendly for them, like a match, so they can see like me play more and all that. And I scored 3 goals, and then I didn't sign for them in the end. I feel like something that's really important to think about is, it's just really like trying to write out like what are the things that you want, what are you looking to like get, what do you want to get out of football, like whether that's contracts, whether that's level, ability, all of these things. It's good to like have a clear kind of goal and know where you're heading, and then work with people who genuinely believe that same thing as you. I think initially for me, like with my football, when I first came to Israel, obviously like didn't speak any Hebrew at all. So I remember my first agent here, who I rate, no bad feelings with him, he's a legend, Shlomi Cohen. If you're out there, mate, and you're watching, and you're Hevotcha. But yeah, like I at the time literally couldn't speak any Hebrew, so I didn't know what he was saying most of the time. We'd both just like translating messages. I'd have like friends talk to him for me and all that. And yeah, basically at that time I just couldn't join because of my hadn't like received like my ID card, and the league's really strict to that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was difficult. And then at that time I was going to teams in the second league and then third league, and then obviously it was like took like a kind of couple of years in the end for like that process to be completely finished with, and like me receive my ID cards to be eligible to play. And then yeah, since then it's been a road, like yeah, the first team I played at, like it was all right. Like they were trying not to get relegated. They just kind of threw me into the team. I think I'd never even trained with them. I just played like a match, like no joke. Didn't know how anyone played. Just played the match, played the game. But I was happy to like just get back onto the field, because at that point, wasn't training day in, day out, because I wasn't sure what was happening with it, and then I couldn't join teams, and then it was like, okay, working, doing more stuff, and then that worked out. Only recently, side note, court case still pending with them. It's been like a few years, and they still owe me a bunch of money that they don't want to pay me. I watched them lie in court and say, nah, we gave him all his money. I'm like, you literally didn't. And it's a bit sketchy because they pay like in cash. But anyways, no comment on that, moving on. Then, joined second team, and again, I was feeling hopeful for it. It came at a weird time because obviously shortly after I joined, like a month and a bit afterwards, is when October the 7th happened. So things just changed a lot then. No one played in the league for like 2.5 months or trained or anything. because the rules kept changing about what you're allowed to do. Yeah, so it's been like a weird ride to that like journey, and that's when we had like our firstborn Poppy. So yeah, been like little challenges here and there, and then I don't know. I thought initially like me and the coach getting on, doing good. The first game I started at the beginning of the season when he actually started me, like scored a goal, and then anyways didn't get loads of playing time in the end towards the end of that season, which was frustrating when you're a player and you're trying to get in, and then it's like, okay, well, what are the reasons why you're not playing? Is it you're not good enough? You're not training hard enough? Is it you just whatever, don't have the ability? So you can be dealing with all of these kind of like thoughts going on at the side, and like pressure from people being like, oh, why are you not playing? But then I don't know, in that team, like it just is what it is, like sometimes the manager might favour other people over you. And I think for me at that time, my Hebrew game wasn't great. I'm not saying it's perfect now, but it's a lot better. So I was kind of like quiet, like in the changing room. And for me being like from England and stuff, I feel like British people just hate arrogance, like to the extreme. And you get humbled pretty quick if you're super arrogant there, unless you literally are like Messi or Ronaldo, like you're going to get humbled quick. So for me, it was like, I'm not going to like try and speak up and say a bunch of stuff to the manager. I'm just going to show him on the field. But it kind of seemed like every time I was doing that, or banging in goals and training and doing different things, he was still favouring other people over me. And then you get into, I don't know, I'm not making excuses, but you start getting into like, different agents and like their relationship with the club. And if they have a really strong one, then they might get favoured over a player, even maybe if they're not putting in all the work just because of that relationship and stuff. I'm not saying for sure that happened, but I tell you, I should have, played a lot more than I did, but we'll leave it at that. Yeah, then it came to the third team that I joined here. And yeah, play for them for like 6 weeks. And they're like, oh yeah, we can't pay you. So I was just like, what do you mean? Like you promised this and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And then, so I basically left until rejoining at the end of the season just to like play some games because, I don't know. It's kind of, for me, it's been like this balance of trying to, I guess like receive what I'm worth like financially and not just like go to any team that I don't think is worth it. But then also it's like, because I haven't grown up playing football here in Israel and knowing how the system works and all that, like I don't fully know. I don't know, like the history of every club or like what clubs are good to work with, what clubs I should stay away from. That's why obviously having an agent helps a lot. But I guess, up until now, apart from the first one I had, like, the agent's been working with not being the best. I've been problems with that and them holding up their end of the bargain and stuff. So anyways, for me now, it's just like, okay, get fit again. And I'm just going to be reaching out to clubs myself off my own back until it gets to a point of standard of like professionalism where I'm like, okay, cool. I can, trust this person or I should work with this person. But until then, like, I'm just going to be doing my own thing.